Such high expectations for this film because of all the praise that I've been hearing all about it. So does it live up to the hype? What's going on, everyone? Welcome to a brand new movie review. Today I'm going to be discussing Parasite, which is directed by Bong, Joon-Ho, and it tells the story of an all-employed family who takes particular interests in a wealthy, glamorous family for their livelihood until they get entangled into an unexpected incident. Here's the thing. All I've heard is a masterpiece about this film. Masterwork, everything about Parasite. All I've heard about it is it's one of the best films of this year, and that it's seriously, like, mind-numbingly amazing. Hearing all that praise and, like, over the course of a couple months, I'm just sitting there, I'm like, when am I going to finally see this film? Finally ended up seeing it, and it's actually been one of my most anticipated of the year because I'm a big fan of the director, especially Snowpiercer. That's one of my favorite films of the last 10 years, and in general, I was just ready to sit down. I sat down and watched this movie, and it lived up to every single expectation that I thought it was going to be, and it actually even exceeded it. This is coming from someone who really knew the synopsis, saw the poster, knew who was directing it, never saw a trailer though. Is the best way to experience this film. Before I get any further into this review, guys, make sure to slap that like and subscribe button, because right here I give you guys tons of early movie reviews on a daily basis and provide tons of geeky content over here all the time. And also, guys, make sure to comment down below. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are on Parasite and how excited you are for it. So many places that I could easily start with Parasite, but again, like I should reiterate, it exceeded my expectations, and my expectations were pretty high. The first 10 minutes, I'm like, where is this going? Then once the story finally kicks in, you get a sense for what is going on with this movie. That's when it kicked in, and I was like, all right, if this is going the way that I think it's going to go, I'm all in for it. And while it went in that way, it still surprised me and downright shocked me at multiple times throughout this movie, where I was just on the edge going, what is going to happen next? It's those tonal shifts that Bong Joon-Ho handled so perfectly. The first part of this film is pretty much like a comedy. A dark one, but it's a comedy. And the back half kind of adds in, and it gets very disturbing while also still having that dark comedy aspect. And there's multiple tonal shifts throughout the whole entire film, but they feel so seamless and feel so perfect for that moment. Only a masterful director like Bong Joon-Ho could do this. Many directors have tried, and many have failed, but Bong Joon-Ho knows exactly how to do it, and he did it perfectly in this. We've seen it throughout other films as well, Snowpiercer and Okja recently, but he really shows that work so well inside Parasite. It's the way that the story actually progresses through is the most interesting fabric of this film. It's not just extraordinary and unique to itself, but it's one of the most wholly original films that I've seen all year long, while also being one of the most entertaining movies I've seen all year long. I cannot imagine someone going to this movie and not at least liking it, to even loving it. I'm not even joking. Like, I know that this is a foreign film. Not everyone wants to read subtitles, but I would be baffled if someone came up to me and said, I thought that movie was horrible. It's not for one single shot, frame, or sequence was I not entertained or locked into what was going on with this family. It goes back to the words of saying that it's unique. It's densely deep with everything that Bong Joon-Ho is trying to say. There's stuff to analyze within this film at the same time as being entertaining. Sometimes when you get into movies like this, there are times where the director goes more for, I'm gonna teach you a lesson type stuff here, than kind of getting away from what the purpose of a film could be. But Bong Joon-Ho finds a way to craft this movie into a way that teaches you and could analyze certain aspects of our society and societies in different cultures, while also at the same time entertaining you to every ounce of emotion. I laughed. I was on the edge of my seat, and even at times I felt like I was deeply disturbed with what was going on. This movie gets reactions out of you, and it gets multiple times where you're going, oh my god, what is going to happen next? Extravagant in that way, and I really am just totally blown away by this film. And the performances are unlike anything else that I've seen this year. While every performance in here was incredible, it's Woo Sik Chow who is fantastic in here. And again, I'm very sorry if I butchered your name, sir, but you are superb in here, and the dynamics that he has that goes throughout the story and everything that is placed within here is perfect. Two of the things that actually stuck out to me the most while watching this movie was the cinematography and the score. The second that score kicked in right in the beginning, that's what locked me in, and every time the score changed again, moving around the tonal shifts, when it's more of a comedy, when it goes to the dark aspects that kind of this film has to do, when it goes to the disturbing, the extravagant, it's placing it so perfectly and making the mood seamless. The cinematography that is in here is unlike anything that I've seen this year before. The way that they frame the production, the way that they frame the characters, the shots, every single thing. House that the majority of the film takes place in is a character of its own. The same thing can actually be said for the score. In a fascinating movie like this, that's what makes this movie to be one of the best of this year, is when you can create not just extravagant characters that you're latched onto and looked into upon their lives, but also the world that they're in. The cinematography is a character, the score is a character, and where every single ounce of this film can be felt with more than just what you think. Before I give you guys my final thoughts on Parasite, again, hit that like and subscribe button so we can talk tons of movies all the time over this channel on the comment section. And plus, guys, go over to Sandwich on Films on how to see films early. And a big thank you to you for clicking on this video, and a big thank you to all my Patreon supporters, because without you, I wouldn't be able to do this. Parasite had exceeded any hype that it had built over the last couple of months. It's thought-provoking, it's entertaining, it's original, it's clever, it's dynamic, it's extravagant, it's touching, it's hilarious, it's even disturbing, depressing, memorable, and overall, this is the work of a master. This is a masterpiece. Bong Joon-Ho has done so much for this film genre and has taken this film by storm. I left the theater jaw on the floor with how fantastic this movie is. This is one of my favorite movies of this year now, and even thinking on it more, it might even bump up more. I can't wait to rewatch this film. Not to just deep dive into it, but to show more people this. Sometimes I like to show people films that really aren't the best, which like Serenity earlier this year, but there's films like Parasite that I cannot rave about enough, that every single person must see. Again, I can't imagine someone walking out of this film being like, I didn't like it. It's one of the best foreign films of the last couple of years. It's one of the best films of the decade, in my opinion. Bong Joon-Ho crafted an excellent film, from the cinematography, from the score, to getting great performances, and to creating a character of its own. This is one of the smartest films I've seen of all year long, and in general in a very long time, and I can't wait. I pray that this is going to be at the Oscars this year. So with all that said, I'm going to give Parasite an A+. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are on Parasite. Did you guys see it? Did you not? Let's talk about it down below in the comments, guys. Again, I was really blown away with this movie. I hope you guys check it out. Many theaters are getting it very much soon, and thank you so much to all of you guys for clicking on this video. Again, hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll make sure to catch you guys soon. So until next time, stay classy.